Hi, I'm Mike McGrath. I'm the Director of Athletics for the Weston Public Schools. I'm entering my 15th year here at Weston, thrilled to be here. And tonight is Coach's Corner. Tonight we will interview our fall coaches at the high school. They'll tell you a little bit about what their season looks like, what their expectations are for their teams, and where they expect to be at the end of the year. Right now, I'd like to have our coaches introduce themselves. John?
Hi, I'm John Mons. I'm the coach of the boys and girls cross country team, and I've been coaching here in Weston since the 78-79 school year.
Hi, I'm Jim Wilcon. I'm the football coach, and I've been coaching here for football for 5 years.
I'm Laura Gallopin. I'm coaching field hockey. I have been coaching varsity field hockey for 29 years, and this is my 18th year in Weston. I lied, it's 19th.
I'm Beatrice Sims-Mackey. I coach crew, and I've been here for going on 1 year.
I'm Eileen LeBlanc, and I am the volleyball coach, and this is my 5th year.
Hi, I'm Chris DeCecca, boys soccer coach, and I'm in my 2nd year at Weston.
I'm John Power. I'm the girls varsity soccer coach, and this is my 14th year here, 13th as the head coach.
Great. Thank you, coaches, and thank you once again for being here. Let's start off with a few questions. I think I'll start with Mr. Mons, Coach Mons. What are your expectations for your team this season, and what goals have you set for the season?
Our expectations are that we'll work consistently every week and get better every week, and that we'll run a lot faster at the end of the year than we did at the beginning. In terms of competition, we've moved from Division III to Division II this year, the MIAA realignment. We expect our boys team to be very competitive, among the best in Division II. Our girls team is in a little bit more of a rebuilding mode, and we're hopeful of possibly qualifying for the state tournament for Division II.
Thanks, John. Coach DeCecca, same question.
I'd be lying if I said our end goal was not to be playing into the 3rd week in November, but we rarely talk about results or championships. We talk about stacking days and week over week, just becoming a better version individually and as a program.
Coach Gallopin, when you look at your roster, what strengths stand out to you, and how will those shape the way you compete this fall?
I think our senior leadership is our strong suit this year, and typically in our back, a lot of them are backs, which is nice because we have a freshman goalie, and so she has a lot of support in front of her.
Great. Coach LeBlanc, the same question.
The strength of the volleyball team is that so many players on my roster can play multiple positions, which gives us an opportunity to move players around and really compete against other teams and not have them be able to game plan against us and surprise other teams in the league.
Great. How about girls soccer? Coach Power?
Our roster is very deep this year, and that gives us the chance to substitute freely and keep everybody fresh and play a much higher tempo, higher press, aggressive defensive game.
Great. Thank you. Coach Wilcon, what will your team need to do consistently to have a successful season this year?
Well, as Coach Checker said, we really focus on one day at a time, one practice at a time, and one game at a time. So the biggest thing for us is, right, kind of, be where our feet are and, focus on that day and what we're working on. I think, football is a pretty interesting sport where you have to combine the fundamentals as well as the scheme. So the kids need to make sure they understand their plays, play together as a group, and then, again, just come down to making sure they're just, playing good fundamental football and taking it one day at a time.
All right. Coach Sims for crew? I'm sorry. What will your team need to do consistently in order to have a successful season?
So we've talked about putting our goals into practice every day. Goals are something that we practice for day in and day out. We're not just going to get to the end of the season and magically have achieved our goals. This season, the team as a whole is taking the opportunity to row technically well and not just try and row fast immediately. So we're really looking at the fundamentals of what we're doing and trying to build a faster team through that.
Cool. Sticking with crew, when you look back at the end of the season, what will tell you this was a successful year for your program?
So results-wise, the goal for both the boys team and the girls team is to win the points trophy at states. The boys team won it in the spring, and now we would like to repeat that and have the girls team win it as well. But more importantly than that, we're really looking for some athlete growth. I think that we've got a lot of really strong individuals that build a really strong team. And so looking forward to seeing each of those athletes break through their personal barriers and achieve some new heights this fall.
That's fantastic. Coach Mon, same question.
When we look back, we're going to ask, did we improve our performances over the course of the season? Did we compete to the best of our abilities at the biggest meets? Did the seniors develop their leadership skills and do a good job bringing the younger athletes along? And did all the athletes really learn about teamwork and work well cooperatively with their teammates and learn what it meant to be a team and to work together? Plus, did we have some fun? How much fun did we have?
It's all about fun. Coach DeCecca, same one.
It'd be very cool to hang a banner up here, but that's not fully going to define who we are. We are fortunate that if everyone comes back, we should be returning 19 seniors next year, or 19 returning players. So for us, establishing what our standards are, holding each other accountable to those standards every day, and again, as I repeated in my first answer, just day over day, week over week, are we a better version individually and as a team than we were the day before?
Great. Thank you. The next question I have is regarding team building. So what preseason team building activities did your team do to build camaraderie early on? And we'll start with football.
So something we do with football, we've done the past few years, is we go up to Maine, to Camp Caribou, and we spend a week together. Not only just practicing football, we do it as part of our preseason, so we're obviously getting our football practices in. But the biggest thing we get up there is the team building and the culture that we want to have in the program. So the kids, they sleep in the bunks together, they eat meals together. We have fun activities. We have bunk trivia and movie night and things like that, and team volleyball. And they get to swim in the lake and just kind of get to be kids as well. But I think it's a really good bonding for our kids to, they don't have their phones with them. So it's a really good chance for them to bond together as a team. And every year I talk to them at the end. We have a bonfire at the end of at the camp, and we just talk about, what this season is going to be like, because every season is different and every team has a different, bond.
Okay. Thanks, Jim. I know field hockey did the same thing. They went away early. Coach Gallopin, you want to speak about that?
Sure. We did a trip as well up to Maine, not as long, just one night. We leave early one morning, and we spend the time 5 hours drive up, stop on the way, so we're already starting to do some team building on the bus. We get there, we check in, we take the kids on an adventure, usually to either a waterfall or to a lake. They're just kind of taking pictures and sort of just enjoying each other's company. This is our whole program, so it's both varsity and JV. So we're intermingling with both programs, which I feel like is really important to create that culture. And then we raft. We get up in the morning and we raft, and really the kids are learning how to row together, how to raft together in their strokes, which is really important. We talk a lot about doing things together as a team. We can't be a successful team unless we're doing things together, and any one individual can't make a raft go where it wants to go. It needs to go together. So we talk a lot about that, and we can use that as a reference point all season long. So yeah, it was a great trip. Enjoy going. It's our second year going in Weston.
I know the kids love going up there. I also know girls soccer went away this year for a team building experience.
We did indeed. For the third year in a row, we went to Camp Marywood on a lake up in New Hampshire. It started out 3 years ago as a kind of a soccer training and team building thing. It's not a soccer thing anymore. It's all about team building. We make T-shirts, we play charades, spend time on the water. I don't think we even opened the soccer ball bag this year. It was great. Great foundation for a season of togetherness.
Fantastic. Those sounds like all great trips, and I know the kids really enjoy them. They love it. Coach LeBlanc, if someone were to watch your team for the first time this fall, what qualities would you want them to see that represent your program's culture?
I would want them to see that our team is inclusive, that they're welcoming to each other. I think it's a great example of we have a new girl on our team this year who is a freshman, and she's been completely welcomed and absorbed into our team by an established group. The team is a bunch of seniors and juniors this year who've really brought this new girl into our team, and it's a seamless transition for her. I would want them to see that our team is not just varsity and JV. We flow together. It's seamless in between them, even down to our middle school program. We work really hard in having it all kind of go together, that a girl come from the middle school up into the high school program, and it all feels like one big family together. The varsity program goes over to the middle school and supports that program, and the middle school comes over to the varsity games and supports us, so that it's just easy transition when the girls come from the middle school up to the high school and they know each other already.
Speaking of our middle school, 66 student athletes came out for our middle school program. That's insane, which is awesome. And volleyball, as I say all the time, I love all the sports. Volleyball is the happiest place on earth when they're on the court. They could be down 22-0, and everybody's cheering, going crazy. It's a great atmosphere. Coach Sims, same thing with crew.
Sure. So I'd really love for someone at our practice to see how well the athletes work together. There's a lot of camaraderie between the novice and the varsity squads, between the boys and the girls squads, and with so many kids at the boathouse, it could be a real challenge to get a practice going, but it really is great to see the kids work together to make boats go fast and to make practices happen, and to help everybody achieve their goals.
Cool. Just a follow-up to that. Maybe you can speak a little bit about this. If you don't know, Weston co-ops with Wayland for boys and girls crew. So tell me a little bit about how they interact, how the friendships become whatever they become. I don't know.
Sure. It's really exciting to have a team from both schools because those friendships do develop. There's a ton of friend groups from that are made up of Wayland and Weston kids. I'd say second only to friend groups formed around carpools. But being a team with both schools, it's really it does a lot for our team culture to be able to bring together groups of kids that otherwise wouldn't be interacting as much, if at all. And I think it strengthens our team to have so many different perspectives between Wayland and Weston, novice, varsity, boys, girls. We have 104 kids on the team this season. So it's a really big program, but it's really fun to see the team develop as a whole, and bring all those experiences together.
And I see those kids, they get everlasting relationships between Weston and Wayland kids. It's a great thing to see. I'm going to, Coach Mons, same question.
I like them to see that we were well organized. Kids knew where to go. They showed up at the starting line at the right time. Everybody was together. I like to see that they competed well. They competed hard and intelligently. They were smart about how they raced, and they gave a great effort. That they supported each other. Everybody was supporting each other on the team, whether it's boys and girls, varsity, JV, freshmen, whoever. They were all together supporting as a group, and that they had fun. Win or lose, run fast or run slow, everybody at the end of the day had a positive experience.
Yeah, and speaking of cross country, if you ever been to a cross country meet, the Weston kids, they are cheering everybody on, whether they're from our team or from an opponent. It's a really nice thing to see. Next question. Boys soccer, we'll start off with you. In what ways does your program connect with the younger athletes and the Weston community?
So I'm fortunate enough to be the director of coaching for Weston Soccer Club. Even more fortunate to get to work with this guy as my president for the youth program. One of our core pillars for our youth program is community. And what I hope our boys program can do is develop the role models and leaders that our younger players can aspire to someday be like. And I know we're blessed to have a panel here of 7 great leaders and role models, and I know they all do a great job in inspiring their captains and whole programs to be fellow leaders of the community. And if you can get a community behind your respective teams, it just creates such a more enjoyable environment. So what we're trying to do is just create that pipeline and that connection between our youth program and our high school program, get the kids coming out. Naturally, they're ball boys and girls for our respective teams. And I think there's a connection with us being 2 of the primary leaders of the youth program that hopefully we're going to see greater numbers down the road during the tryout process. And hopefully that will bode well for later success years to come. But more than anything, for our current players, it's just going to show that they have a community behind them, supporting them every step of the way, which I think at the end of the day makes high school athletics one of the coolest places to be.
Okay. And sticking with soccer, we'll keep it on the same thing because I know you guys did a great job, collaborative effort. last year with the youth. So JP, why don't you talk a little bit about what you do with the community?
Well, as I would like to return Chris's very kind compliment and say that I love working with him as our director of coaching at the Weston Soccer Club. And together, it's just as one example, we ran a joint boys and girls skills program, skills clinic last fall. And we had more than 100, I think, youth players out on the field with our 2 varsity programs. And to see little kids up on the shoulders of the varsity players, to see them playing together in games, mixed teams together, hooting and hollering, and the smiles on their faces, it's just beyond wonderful, and a great example of the kind of contact we try to create between our high school teams and the youth club.
Yeah, you guys, if anybody doesn't know, last year during one of our half days, both our soccer programs, varsity soccer programs, actually the whole program, boys and girls, did something with the youth in town, and it was an amazing event. There was it seemed like 1,000 youth kids running around in all the fields, and our student athletes were out there with their uniforms on, and kids were looking up to them. It was a really good experience. It was really nice. And I'm getting down to one of our last questions. We'll start with football. What are the key lessons or takeaways you hope your athletes gain from this season that go beyond wins and losses?
Well, I think, again, it goes back to our culture and kind of our team rules. The first thing I talk about with the guys day one is to be a great teammate. It doesn't matter if they're a senior or a freshman, or they've been playing for X amount of years, or this is their first year playing. We all want to treat each other the same way and create that bond, because a lot of these guys will be friends for a long time after football, when football's over. So that's the biggest thing we focus on at the beginning is, making sure they understand, like, hey, let's treat each other the right way, on and off the field. And then the other thing I talk to them about, again, also is, being on and off the field, is make sure you represent the program the right way on and off the field. And I think that carries into their future, whatever they're going to do next, whether it's college or work, as they continue to grow, like understanding, like having pride and doing things the right way and treating people the right way. So that's the biggest thing for us.
If I could just follow up with that. Today, believe it or not, I got an email from an official of Friday night's game. And it was an amazing email, said how our student athletes on the field were very respectful, both to them as the officials as well as the other team we played, Medfield. Our coaching staff was great, kept them in check. We're very respectful with the officials. It's nice when you get those type of emails from especially officials. You don't always get those type of emails, and when you get them, people should know about them. That was a great email. Congrats to you on that. Girls volleyball, Coach LeBlanc.
To appreciate the moments. This is a very special time in their life, that each game is very important, no matter if it's a playoff game or a regular season game, that this is a moment in their life that they should look back on, no matter if we win or lose, that this is something that they should always look back on as something that they worked really hard to be a part of, that they're going to be here with their friends, that they're always going to have this special memory of something that they're going to have the rest of their life, that is something that not everyone gets to do.
Thank you. Coach Gallopin, why don't you?
Yeah, geez. I've been doing this so long now. I have to say, I just love the connections that we make with our student athletes, and getting that phone call or that text or maybe a post on, social media just to connect with us 15 years down the road, getting married, having kids. I've been to some of my kids' weddings. It's just really trying to make those connections to make them understand that it's way more than wins and losses, although those are nice, but we've won state title, and I have great connections with those kids just like I have with kids that we didn't win a state title with. So as much as we love to win, I think just making sure that we understand that it's this culture that once we leave, it goes way beyond high school.
Great. Well, that's all the questions we have for tonight. Some closing thoughts. First of all, I think we can all agree that we have amazing student athletes here in Weston with great support staffs at home or wherever they come from. Great student athletes we're all very lucky to work with day in and day out. But as the athletic director, I love our student athletes. I love them to death. I also love our coaches. you know, you guys are what really fuel what goes on with our student athletes. They look up to you as leaders and role models, and you guys do an amazing job of showing them, guiding them, sending them in the right direction, and really teaching them to be student athletes. And that's what we focus on here at Weston, is student athletes. And we have the best around. And I just want to thank you as the athletic director here at Weston High School on behalf of the community and the school system. Thank you for everything that you guys do on a daily basis. I know it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I know that, but you guys do it, and you put your 2 feet in, each and every one of you, and I really respect that and I appreciate it. Thank you. Go Cats.